Yeah, coming to pituitary gland. So what is the location of this pituitary gland, and what is the structure of this pituitary gland, and what are the hormones are secreted from this pituitary gland, and what is the function of this pituitary gland. So first is the location of pituitary gland. So already we know that the location is head region, and particularly what is the position of these pituitary gland in the head region. So for example, so here in this region, the pituitary gland is present in this region, and this above this region is called as hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. So just below the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland is present, and structurally this pituitary gland is like this, peanut shaped. It is a peanut shaped, and this region is called as hypothalamus. And from this hypothalamus, so the pituitary gland is like hanging like structure. So this is called as infundibulum. So by this structure, the pituitary gland is just attached with the hypothalamus, and this pituitary gland is consisting two different parts. Actually, the parts are three. So in middle, so this is one, another part is there. So there are the three different lobes are present in the pituitary gland. The first lobe is called as anterior lobe or anterior part of the pituitary, and another one is called as posterior lobe or posterior part of the pituitary, and third one is called as mid lobe or mid part, that is called as pars intermedia. Pars intermedia. So this is the middle part of the pituitary gland. So these are the three different parts are present in the pituitary gland. So this anterior lobe, specifically this anterior lobe connects with the capillary structures. So these are the capillary structures are present in the anterior lobe, and the posterior lobe connects with the neurons which are comes from the hypothalamus region. So these are called as periventricular nucleus. So from this periventricular nucleus region of the hypothalamus, the neurons are extended till to the posterior lobe, and these neurons secreted the hormones are called as neurohormones, right? So this is therefore the posterior pituitary part is interlinked with the neurons, and anterior pituitary part is interlinked with the capillaries. Therefore this anterior pituitary part is called as adenohypophysis. Adenohypophysis. And the posterior pituitary called is neurohypophysis. Right? So this is the structure of a pituitary gland and the different parts of pituitary. And next, what are the hormones are secreted from these pituitary glands, and what is the function of these hormones? Right. So the first part of the pituitary is anterior part. So what are the hormones are secreted from the anterior part? The first hormone from the anterior part is called as GH. It means called as growth hormone. And the second hormone released from the anterior pituitary gland, so that is called as TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. And the third part is called as ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, and another one called as FSH, and another fifth one is called as LH. FSH is follicle stimulating hormone, LH is luteinizing hormone, and next one is called as melanocytic. No, not melanocytic. The melanocytic stimulating hormone is secreted from the pars intermedia, right? Prolactin, right? So these are the hormones are secreted from this anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. And next, coming to the second part, so that is pars intermedia. these pars intermedia secretes the hormone that is called as MSH, melanocytic stimulating hormone. And next part is posterior lobe, and this posterior lobe or posterior part of the pituitary secretes two important hormones. Number one hormone is called as anti-diuretic hormone, and another important hormone which is secreted from posterior lobe of the pituitary is vasopressin, or otherwise these hormones are called as oxytocin. So there are two hormones are secreted from this posterior part of the pituitary, that is oxytocin and vasopressin. So total how many hormones are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are the hormones are secreted from the pituitary gland. And next, so what is the function of these particular hormones which are secreted from the different parts of the pituitary gland?